Hi, I'm Sari Sudhakran. In this video, I'll show you 3 times film scenes hypnotize their audiences. I'm not kidding. Sometimes you watch a scene completely mesmerized, unaware that nothing is actually happening. You're drawn to it anyway, like a moth to a flame. At number 3, we have the dance scene in Van de Part, directed by Jean-Luc Godard. This is a film about 3 individuals who are close to each other for all the wrong reasons. On their route to a catastrophic ending, they find themselves in a cafe with time to kill, and then they start to dance. For no particular reason, with steps that don't really belong in any dance textbook. One of the ways to make a scene hypnotic is to repeat things in a rhythmic way. But doing just that makes it boring and is a dead giveaway. Once you're aware of it, the scene loses its hypnotic effect. So the trick is to make it rhythmic but not repetitious. How did Jean-Luc Godard achieve this? Let's break down all the important elements here. The first is the dance itself, the second is the music, and the third is the camera. The steps in the dance are actually repetitious, but notice how every actor mixes things up. This keeps your interest going because you're expecting something surprising. It appears that a few times they get the steps wrong, or they're distracted by something or somebody, and it's this flawed choreography that makes it appear very realistic. The next is the music. In the first round, it's one set of instruments. Second round, another instrument takes over, giving the music urgency. The third time around, the music stops for a voiceover, which I feel is the weakest link in the scene. The fourth time, the music starts again, but it's different. Then it stops again for yet another voiceover. And the music starts again and stops again abruptly. It's like a game of musical chairs. The last couple of times the music plays in full strength until Franz stops. A small while later, Arthur stops, so you can see they don't all stop at the same time. Finally, Odile stops after one more round, and that's that. The last part of this puzzle is the camera. The camera stays in one place at one height, just like an observer. It follows them around, but with a slight delay. You can tell because Franz, the fastest one being closest to the camera, is always ahead and gets chopped off quite a bit. Since the choreography is rhythmic, the camera movement is also rhythmic and hence hypnotic. It doesn't fight the other elements. To me, the only thing that fights the natural progression of the scene is the voiceover. But even the voiceover comes in and out 3 or 4 times in a rhythm. The beauty of the scene within a scene is you just keep on watching. Will any of them do anything different? What's going to happen? You just wait and wait. But all that happens is the scene ends and the spell is broken. Number 2, Into the Zone, Stalker, directed by Andrei Tarkovsky. Early in The Stalker, our 3 protagonists escape into the zone. The danger behind a long scene ensues that lulls us into a hypnotic-like state. I've analyzed this particular scene in great detail in the Cinematic Glide, which is available to Wolf Crow Lifetime members. I'll link to it below. What happens is the combining of the 3 important elements: actors, sound, and camera. The 3 don't fight each other, and I'll talk about that later. The actors look left and right, which has significance. The sound is rhythmic, that anyone who has traveled in a diesel train can understand. Its rhythm is almost soothing, and this is exactly what happens in the scene. The camera does what I call the cinematic glide, moving back and forth. The director also cuts between his characters rhythmically, and this sets it apart from the dance scene. The trip to the zone is tougher to execute due to its complexity, and the end result is you feel you've been on a spiritual journey before the zone presents itself. It's like you never realized when reality ended and the zone arrived. The journey's a blur, it's a cinematic miracle. Only perfection can beat a miracle, and that's what number 1 is. Number 1, Woodcutter walks into the forest, Rashomon, directed by Akira Kurosawa. This shot is very early in the movie, where the woodcutter, an important witness, enters the forest to go about his daily routine. You're completely fooled by the scene. You just follow along. You don't even realize you're tricked into entering a trance-like state that ends so gracefully you never feel you've been on a trip at all. The woodcutter walks without changing anything except direction. Then there's the camera. The beauty of the scene is there's so many camera movements, really complicated long dolly shots, low angle shots, high angle shots. His walk is shot like a major event, an operatic journey deep into the forest. The forest in Rashomon is a character by itself. The camera goes into long shots, mid shots, and close ups from different angles, and all you see around him is the forest. It's as if he's in the Bermuda Triangle like zone in the forest with no escape. It's that kind of place and time which led to the events that day, where memory can no longer be trusted. The last part of the scene is the music, which surprisingly is somewhat repetitive. Not entirely, but enough. The actor and the music hold straight, but the camera gives us the variation here. Notice a strange thing. In Band Apart, the music changes while the actors and camera move rhythmically. In Stalker, it's the actors who do the moving, while the sounds and camera glide along. In Rashomon, the actor and music is rhythmic, while the camera gives the variety. 3 different ways to achieve the same hypnotic effect. The big lesson here is only one of them can change. If all 3 are the same, it's boring. If 2 of them change too much, they're fighting each other and that breaks the spell. How cool is that? There's a formula to this, now you know. Rashomon is the best because you never realize you're in a trance, while in the other 2 you're sort of conscious of it, at least after the fact. Also, Rashomon is special because there's another scene later where the wife uses the dagger. She moves forward and backward, not sure where her fate lies. An incredibly bold piece of filmmaking, and these 2 hypnotic scenes are not even 20% of the surprises that are Rashomon. If you're interested, my analysis of Rashomon is also available to Wolf Crow Lifetime members. And don't forget to check out my free blueprint to a smooth, low-budget film. Link in the description. If you like this video, please hit like and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell you'll see on the right. Because every time you hit the bell, another one of my hypnotic videos pops up on YouTube, like rabbits in the Rashomon forest.